I'm back! Yay! Yeah, so the big whirlwind of my life has finally started to slow down in my new apartment. So, still kind of figuring this all out, wondering if I'm going to keep the background behind me because, well, I filled it up with records because that's how I do. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get back into my usual routine, 3 reviews or 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if I can't do that, then Tuesday and Thursday. You guys know this. You guys know this. Things are starting to settle back down. I'll start to do the live streams again as well once I get my Sundays kind of back in order. Might be mid-March, maybe beginning of April, we'll see. And I've got a number of videos already lined up in my head that I just need to record, which I'm going to do pretty much right now. First up, after this little bit of a, hey, I'm back and my little life update, is my record collection update, because pretty much since Christmas up until now, record buying has been a little bit of a solace for me. It's been a safe place. It's been a happy place for me. So I'm going to talk about all of these guys that I've picked up because holy jeez, yeah, it's a little bit of a problem. So the usual, I'm going to start from the used and then go into the recent, well, the new releases, as we'll say. Okay, so first up, these were actually 2 of my most recent ones, of the used ones. I've got Switched on Bach that I've been wanting for quite a while. I love when people put like a synthesized new sound to classical works, and this one was just a lot of fun to do. And you'll also notice that I don't have that glare that I once did because I've got proper lighting in this apartment. It's really fun. So Switched on Bach, lots of fun. As well as Steppenwolf 7. This was one of the first live streams that I did. Unfortunately, it had to be taken down due to copyright issues, but Steppenwolf 7, this was a lot of fun. I really liked it. I love how trippy and how, like, 70s rock it is. It's a lot of fun and I really liked it. So when I saw it there for like $3, I'm like, yeah, I got it. I'll pick that one up. The next, 5 albums? Yeah, next 5 albums. These were albums that I actually got from my mother's boyfriend because he's trying to clear out all of his old records. And I took a look at it. It's a lot of 80s new wave stuff. And I'm like, but there's some really good 70s stuff in here as well. So first up, it's only 1 disc of Frank Zappa's Shake Your Booty. I think it's got sides? It's either sides 1 and 4 or sides 2 and sides 3 and 2. So everything from Jones Crusher all the way to the Jewish Princess is on this particular piece. So sides 1 and 4 unfortunately are not found on this. I don't know where they are because my mom's boyfriend doesn't know where they are. So there you go. Then I have one of my favorite David Bowie albums, which is Let's Dance. It's got one of my favorite songs by him, actually, which is Modern Love. Not a big fan of the title track of Let's Dance. I always figure like he's singing off key. That just doesn't quite work for me. Like, put on your blue shoes and dance the blues. Like, it's just like, not quite for me. But still, it's outside the Labyrinth soundtrack, the only David Bowie record that I own. So there you go. Next up is the Janis Joplin's Greatest Hits, because, she's got some good stuff on here, and it's good just to kind of put on and have a listen to. The next 2 are The Doors. So we've got, I believe this is their first album. One of my favorites from them, actually, because it has, what is it? The End, Light My Fire, which was probably one of my favorite tracks from them. The only one that it isn't on here, Backdoor Man, I really like, Break On Through, and Alabama Song. It's going to be fun because I only really know their hits, so I really am looking forward to diving in and listening to some of their, lesser known stuff. And speaking of greatest hits, hey, I got the greatest hits. So there you go. Their typical stuff. The only one that I really wish is Riders on the Storm on here. Yeah, Riders on the Storm is on here. Good. Because that's one of my favorite tracks from them. Hey, it's got a little Canadian symbol. So, there you go. Okay, next up, I've got 3 used albums. These were albums that I picked up when I went to see the Devin Townsend project the last time. Well, second last time I was in Toronto. This was when my buddy Travis from up in Sudbury, I'll list his channel up here for you guys to check out. He, our buddy Shane, and his girlfriend Jazz came down. So, of course, we had to go to Sonic Boom. And these are some of the records that I picked up there. So first up is Crisis from Mike Oldfield. Really, really fun stuff. Really like the title track of Crisis. It's the, the full second side. And some of the songs on the first side are all right. It's a little bit of his, popular stuff that he's trying to do. I don't know if it quite works, but whatever. Next up, we've got Peter Hamill's album. Now, this was one that I've been wanting for a while now, and I just never really had a chance to pick it up or listen to. The Silent Corner and The Empty Stage. So, very Van der Graaf Generator, for sure. I've been having fun kind of dipping my toe into this one. I still have a little bit of an issue with Van der Graaf Generator, but that's a story for a different day. And then I also have the live album Ricochet by Tangerine Dream. My girlfriend actually really, really likes this album. So I put it on whenever she's in town. And yeah, it's just a great trip. Really, really fun stuff. I love Tangerine Dream. And it's hard to find Tangerine Dream's stuff that isn't like buckets and buckets of money. So yeah, pick that one up. Okay, these next 4 came from a mystery pack when I was up in North Bay. If you're ever in North Bay, there's Waxman, and they have these mystery packs where you buy, I think they're like $3, and you get 4 to 5 albums. And so this one just has some really fun stuff like Canadian Mint, 22 original songs from Canadian artists. It's got, what do we got on here? Yeah, BTO, Lighthouse. Speaking of Canadian artists, Burton Cummings, Dream of a Child, sure. Little River Band, whatever this one is. Again, I haven't actually listened to this one yet. Mystery pack, so I had no idea what I was getting. And finally, Huey Lewis and the News, sports, because we like sports, right? Which song is on here? I Want a New Drug. The only reason why I know that is from Weird Al's I Want a New Duck. Now, I also got a few albums from Waxman that weren't included in the mystery pack. And the first one is a Vangelis, or however you want to pronounce it. The soundtrack to La Fête Sauvage. So the second side on this album is just brilliant. It's all like that synthwave stuff that I really love. The second side is very tribal. It's very drum and rhythmic-y. It's something that I haven't actually heard from Vangelis before. So this was a really fun treat. Then I picked up a couple classical ones, kind of. The Beatles Concerto. This was actually really fun. The first side is all like medleys that are really interesting. And then the second one is just, they call it the 6 Beatle Impressions. So they kind of all flow together. It's really fun. It's really fun. I really enjoy this one. And then because I'm a classical freak, I also got, I always been pronouncing this since I was a kid, the Blue Dumby, but I think it's the Blue Danube. Danube. Yeah, sure. Really fun. I love the waltzes on this. I love kind of the pep in the step feel to this. It brings me back to like the Victorian age when I was back in there. So that was a lot of fun. So while we're on this little classical stint, we'll keep this train alive with the last 2 used ones that I got. The first up is Fresh Air 4. I actually ordered this off of Amazon because it was only like $15, and Fresh Air 4 is one that I really, really love. Now I'm only missing a few because I also found Fresh Air 6. And this one is a lot of fun as well. So now I'm only missing Fresh Air 1 and Fresh Air 5 of the original, well, 6. I guess I'm still missing Fresh Air 7 and 8, but I don't think I'll find those on vinyl. I don't even know if it's been released on vinyl, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, so Fresh Air 6 and 4. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. I'll put this on just to kind of drift myself away. And now we're getting into the new releases. And keeping with that kind of classical tint, we've got the Blue Planet 2 soundtrack. Now, I've been looking for Planet Earth 2 because I really, really, really like that one. But Blue Planet 2 has some really fun stuff on it. I love the impressions that it has. I love how full-bodied the orchestra feels throughout the entire thing. Very, very good stuff. And I love the graphics. I mean, I fall asleep listening to the BBC nature documentaries, especially if it has David Attenborough on it. And so the scores are great stuff to listen to when I'm reading or when I'm playing video games or anything like that. Love to have this kind of stuff on in the background. Now, this one is technically a used one, but I'm keeping it in with the newer stuff because, well, it is a newer release. And that is Explosions in the Sky, Those Who Tell the Truth Shall Die, Those Who Tell the Truth Shall Live Forever. Their second full-length release, or first, depending on how you want to look at it. Now, this one's interesting because it doesn't actually give you a side A or B, and because I'm not all that familiar with this, I don't know what side I'm listening to. the way that they split up the record itself, I'll just open this up a little bit, is just Help Us Stay Alive. And let's see here. The Plane Will Crash Tomorrow. So I think it might start off with The Plane Will Crash Tomorrow and continue on to Help Us Stay Alive. Okay, next up, we have Lindsey Sterling's. Now, this was her second latest release, not her latest release. This is Brave Enough. This is probably my favorite work from her. It's a shame that it's split up the way it is in only having about like 3 to 4 songs per side. I really wish that they had put, say, like 6 songs per side and really tightened it up a little bit, because it does make a little bit of a choppy listen to from start to finish, but it's still a fantastic listen, and I still love it. So yeah, Brave Enough. Lindsay Ellis, great stuff. Lindsay Ellis, wrong one. Lindsey Sterling. Could you imagine if Lindsay Ellis was doing that kind of stuff? I mean, I'd get it for sure. Okay, back on topic. Next one, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This one is Eyes Like the Sky. Love this piece. I love whenever I say it, I'm like, Eyes Like the Sky. Because it's a Western that they wrote along with, what's his face, Broderick Smith. Great stuff. Love the story, love the music behind it. It is so fun. Keeping on the King Giz train, I got I'm in Your Mind Fuzz, the first from the Nonagon trilogy, shall we say. So I think I'm just missing the Murder of the Universe, but yeah, this one's a lot of fun. There's my speaker going off. A lot of fun there. Really looking forward to really diving into this one. Okay, coming down to the last two, because I haven't spent enough. So I bought this one for 2 reasons. One, I plan to do a video on it in a future video. And 2, I want to torment anybody that's in my listening vicinity. And that is the masterpiece that is known as The Philosophy of the Worlds by the Shags. If you guys don't know about this album, check it out. That's all I'm going to say. When I saw it on record, I'm like, yeah, okay. Kurt Cobain lists this as one of his top 5 albums of all time, and Frank Zappa has said that these guys are better than the Beatles. I'm just going to leave it there. The Shags, Philosophy of the World. And finally, rounding this all off, now it's a bootleg, so don't get excited. It's an unofficial release, and that is Tool's Fear Inoculum. It is, in fact, the album. As I had mentioned, it is a unofficial release, so it's not actually endorsed by the band. And it's funny because it actually comes with a FBI anti-piracy warning, unauthorized copyright is punishable by federal law, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I don't think that this one actually falls within that credo, because I don't think the band actually ever released this properly. So yeah, that's a little hypocritical of you there. But anyway, Tool's Fear Inoculum. Yay. So that means that I have all their LPs. I'm just missing Opioid, and I don't think they've ever released any of their other EPs on record. But yeah, I just need Opioid, and then I have all their records. So yeah, that's about it. That's all the records that I got, and holy jeez, that's a lot. Now I need to figure out how to fit them all in here, and that's part of the reason why it's all filled up now, because I have some room that I can actually put things in there and not have to worry about all the records being pressed together. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm back. I'm going to be putting out all the videos again. I've got a lot kind of waiting in the wings, so expect those throughout the next couple of weeks. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I know that this is a scary time, and people are just so I'm here in my own little corner, spreading some joy, spreading some love, spreading some cheer, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So yeah. Okay, well, I guess thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you guys are definitely the best, and until next time, notes out.